Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Raeann, but you can call me Ray. Today's video is going to be on these four beautiful little palettes right here. These are by JUVIA'S Place, and if you aren't aware of what these babies are, these are the new mini palettes that they came out with. So they came out with four new mini palettes, and you guys, these are so beautiful. So I'll just go ahead and show you guys really fast. I do end up doing swatches and I show you guys what every palette looks like, but we'll just go ahead and do that really fast right now too, because I know everyone just wants to see what these look like. There's four mini palettes. Each of them comes with 6 shades, and they actually don't have names. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which honestly I can appreciate. I appreciate that. Very simple, to the point, like I'm okay with that. I like it. So there's 2 more neutral ones, and then there's 2 that are more bright and colorful. Go ahead and start out with the neutral ones. So the first one is the Nudes palette. So before I get into everything, these do retail for $13.99, or you can buy the bundle with all 4 of them for $52, which is what I ended up doing. I just felt like I was going to use all of them anyways, and you know, it's like you can get 4 little palettes for the price of like a high-end brand, like full-size palette, you know? So you really can't beat that. Anyways, this is the Nudes palette. So this is what the outside looks like. This is what I've already gone into these shades, so sorry if it's a little messy, but this is what the inside looks like. And we're just gonna keep this really, really short. This is the Chocolates palette. This is the inside of the Chocolates palette. This is the Berries palette. This is the inside. And they all have the same artwork that's in the front on like the back of it, like, so that's what it looks like. And then this is the Violets palette in the inside. So yeah, super, super pretty. I will have timestamps below, so if you guys want to see certain swatches, then that'll be all linked somewhere in the description box. Anyways, one other thing I wanted to say, so after I do the swatches, I also do a look using all 4 of the palettes rather than doing a look with like each palette. This video I decided to do one look just using all 4 of them. If you guys want to see a look, like certain videos for each palette, just let me know. I go more in depth with those ideas when I'm doing the swatches, so I'm not going to say any more with that, so I don't keep repeating myself. If you guys want to see the swatches of these little cuties right here, and you also want to see how I got this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. I am going to start with the Nudes palette, so this one right here. This is one of the neutral brown palettes. Well, I guess it's kind of more of a creamy palette, but this is what the inside of it looks like. Super, super pretty. So we'll go ahead and get into the swatches. These don't, let's see, it doesn't look like these actually have shade names. It looks like it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's simple though. I actually kind of appreciate that. I don't really mind that there aren't any crazy names and all of that. So, well, not crazy. I don't know what's going on with that. So we're gonna start with this shimmer shade first. Look at how pretty that is. Let's get you guys a little bit closer. Alright, so that'll be the first one. Shade number 2 is a more matte shade. This probably won't show up very well on my skin. Oh, you can totally see it, never mind. How did that swatch out though? Ooh, not that good. Let's try that again. Alright, hopefully that's a little bit better. I can't really tell. And then another shimmer shade. So this is the 3rd shade, or the last shade of the top row. Ooh, look at that. Also super pretty. And then the first shade of the 2nd row. Ooh, this shade looks really pretty too. All of these these shades have been swatching out really nicely. Especially these shimmer shades, like look at those. So this is what everything is looking like so far. All of these actually swatched out really pretty. Maybe a tiny bit patchy. Not like patchy, but maybe like a tiny bit patchy on the mattes, but nothing too, you know, nothing too crazy. Some of these shimmers looked really foiled, like this one right here. Maybe I just put a little bit too much, but overall they all look really pretty, and they all feel really buttery and smooth, which is nice. I think I'm just going to take this off and then get into the other palette. I was going to try to swatch them all either at the same time, like not wiping anything off, and then I was like, okay, maybe I'll do like the 2 colorful ones and the 2 more neutral ones next to each other, but I think we're just going to go one by one, keep it nice and simple. So that was it for this palette right here, and then we'll go ahead and get into the more brown toned palette. Ooh, this one's really dark, so I might want to do a different one. I'm trying to like plan this just because of any staining or anything like that, but the purple, even the purple palette seems to have some darker shades in there, so I think we'll just go with this palette anyways. So this is what the outside of the palette looks like. I know you guys are still super close, but I think that it works, so we'll just leave you guys here for now. And this is the inside. Again, all of these are so beautiful, like beautiful. So this one is the chocolate palette, and then I think I already said that, maybe I didn't. Chocolate, sorry. I'm one of those people that I love chocolate so much, like literally, like I love it so much that I don't understand why people don't like it. Anyways, let's talking about candy and not eyeshadow. That's fine. I just, you know, if I meet someone who doesn't like chocolate, I just don't know if I can trust them. Sorry. Anyways, I'll just show you guys one more time what the inside of the palette looks like, and we'll go ahead and get into this. So again, same thing. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, because there's 6 shades in here. So this palette is very deep. Well, that actually swatched out pretty decent. Yeah, a little patchy, but nothing I'm really worried about. Ooh, that is beautiful. I don't want to do like a super smoky look with this. Ooh, all of these are coming out so beautiful. Now we're starting on the second row. Oh, I did that one a little wonky. And then this is the last shade in the palette. These look absolutely stunning. I do kind of wish I had the other palette on here still so I can show you guys what they look like, because it's kind of like categorized between like the 2 more neutral palettes, like a cream tone and then like a darker like brown tone one, and then the 2 more colorful ones. So it's like a purple and a pink. Maybe I should have done it that way. Anyways, this is what the brown palette looks like. This is absolutely stunning. I do think, just one thing to note, this one did have 3 shimmers in it, where this one only has 2. Not really, you know, that doesn't bother me at all, but I'm just letting you guys know. There is a little bit of a difference between the 2. So far, all of these are swatching out really nicely. They all feel really buttery and smooth. The mattes aren't swatching out too patchy. I mean, they're mattes, so I'm not expecting them to swatch out perfectly anyways. But overall, I'm actually really impressed by how they're swatching out so far, especially since I'm not trying to go into the pans too many times. I'm really just kind of dipping my finger in a little bit and then swatching it. So if I do go back into it, I leave it in here. So if I am going over anything, which I think I've only had to go over 1 shade so far, I definitely let you guys know. I don't cut any of that stuff out. Okay, so I'm just trying to clean this arm off the best I can. Then we'll go ahead and get into the violets. So it's this one right here. And then this is what the inside of the palette looks like. This is also so pretty. Wow. And then this palette actually has 4 shimmers in it. The end of the first row. Yeah, that came out kind of patchy. So I'm going to dip back in and then just try to go over that a little bit. That's actually swatching out to be lighter than what I was thinking it would be, but this is the first shade in the second row. Oh my god, these are absolutely stunning. I wasn't sure what my favorite palette was out of these so far. Like color story wise, I was really interested. I mean, obviously I was interested in all of them, but like this one might be my favorite so far. This is absolutely stunning. Okay, so again, this actually swatched out really nicely. Of course, majority of these are shimmers, so they're going to be a little bit better to swatch anyways. The mattes, especially that darker one, is a little bit patchy. The lighter one isn't too bad, but I mean, overall these swatched out really, really nicely. Again, very buttery and smooth. Absolutely no complaints with swatching these so far. Of course, I mean, this is just swatching, so everything could be different on the eyes. By the way, these makeup wipes smell so good. I bought these actually from Winco, but they're the Petal Fresh Pure. Apparently I don't even know what these are called, but they're makeup, just makeup removing wipes basically, but they have aloe vera in them, and let's see, I think that's all I have in them, but they smell delightful. I actually used this brand before. The last ones that I bought was like eucalyptus, I think, or something, and it was not good. Sometimes I just make those faces and I don't even realize how I look, and then I look up and I'm like, see, just like that one. So let me wait for my arm to dry off a little bit. And then this is the Berries palette. So again, the outside and the inside. Ooh, this one might be, see, I can't place a favorite. Like, they all are gorgeous. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously once I start working with them, maybe I'll gravitate towards one over the other. But overall, I mean, I do really like the color stories that they chose. If they were only going to do 4 mini palettes, I really do like the color stories they chose. I already said that, but anyways. And I'd be really interested to see if they keep doing stuff like this. Also, I totally forgot to say this, but this, I just can't help but think of the Violet Ink palette by Menagerie. Like, that's what this was reminding me of. But so beautiful. When I was about to say beautiful, it sounded like I was going to say beautiful, so. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this one. And then there's only, looks like 2 shimmers in this palette, and then maybe like a satin shade that's like matte with a little bit of like a sparkle to it. Okay, so a little patchy. I don't think I need to dip back into it though, so I'm not going to. I just need to clean off my finger a little bit because this next shade is going to be lighter. Ooh. Yeah, those look really pretty. This has like a shift to it that I was not expecting. I don't know if you guys can see that. Why is my pinky all the way out here? Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, that one's, I did that a little close, but I don't know if you guys could see that, but that kind of has, looks like it has like a little bit of a goldeny shift to it, which is really pretty. Go ahead and get into the second row. Ooh, that is gorgeous. You guys seeing this right now? Why did I do that so far away? I don't know. I will say, you guys, since I started doing swatches again in the last couple videos, basically, I'm getting better, okay? I'm getting better. One day I'll be a pro. I'll just be so good. And then this is our last shade. Ugh. Yeah, that one came out a little bit patchy, but overall, I don't know if it's just because they're coming out patchy, but they just seem to be, some of the darker shades seem to be a little bit lighter than I was expecting, but I think it's just because the swatches just aren't turning out the best, but I feel like they're probably going to end up being more true to color once I start putting them on. But yeah, these so far didn't turn out too bad. All of these shades are so pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean this arm off. Oh, I don't want to. It looks so pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and clean my arm off and then go ahead and get started on the look. I wanted to kind of do something using all of the palettes, so just one look using all of them. I felt like that would be kind of a good intro to these palettes. Just try to use all of them at once, just do one look. I am thinking of doing dedicated videos to each palette, or, okay, hear me out. Sorry, this is taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but that's probably just gonna stain like that. But overall, I was actually able to get majority of the other swatches off, which I was actually kind of impressed with. But of course, the more pinky palettes, like the more pinky red shades, are always gonna stain. Anyways, yeah, that's probably good for now. Okay, so hear me out. I was going to, this look now is just going to be one look using all 4 palettes. And then, okay, I was thinking of doing more videos with these palettes. Obviously, not obviously. I don't know why I say obviously sometimes when like, but I just feel like it's better to do like separate videos with these palettes, just to kind of showcase them on their own as well. But I was really excited to, when I got my order in, so I wanted to swatch them for you and then kind of do one look using all of them. And then I do want to do possibly more videos with these palettes, so let me know what you guys want to see. I could do like 2 looks for each palette. I could do maybe like one look for each palette and combine them. Like I was thinking maybe doing these 2 together, doing a look with this one and then a look with this one, and then of course with the other 2 palettes, so a look with this one right here and then a look with the chocolate palette. Or I can do like individual videos with each palette, so like 2 looks for one palette maybe. I wasn't thinking of doing more than that, so if I did one, sorry, I'm like rambling on, but just let me know what you guys want to see. If you want to see more videos with these other, it'd be great if they were all facing one direction. Okay, there we go. One direction. So if you want to see more videos with these guys after this one, just let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the look and I will be back. Okay, so this is a look, all right. I guess it doesn't look bad. I don't know. I think I'll appreciate it more with lashes on. Anyways, I'm gonna zoom out the camera a little bit. Basically, I was just trying to utilize all 4 of the palettes. I just thought that would be kind of fun. So this isn't really a look that I feel like I would go towards normally. I don't know. It doesn't look bad, and I kind of like it. I don't know. I'll tell you for sure later, like once the lashes and everything are done. But basically, I'll just point out the shades and the palette and all of that fun stuff. Like I said, I'm using all 4 of them, so they don't have shade names. Well, I guess this one, they kind of do. They go by numbers. So this will be shade number 4 in the brown palette. Is that one? No, it's the chocolate palette. The chocolate palette. So yeah. And this shade I'm just going to be building up like crazy. So probably going to like fast forward and cut through a good majority of it, just because it does take a lot of packing on just to get the color that not the color that I want, but the amount that I want. The shade so far is really easy to work with. It did seem a little patchy in the beginning, and if this applies similar to the other side of my face, my other eye, sorry, then I'll let you guys know. But okay, let's just go ahead and get into it. So yeah, it does feel a little tiny bit patchy, but not anything that your brush can't handle, so not really worried about that at all. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna keep building this up. So I do think I'm gonna cut it around this area here, and then I'll kind of hop back in once it looks kind of the way I want to and I start going into other shades. But I just want to let you guys know, because there is a little bit more packing on that I'm doing with this shade that I'm going to show. Okay, so basically what I did, I was just built it up to the amount of pigment that I wanted, and then I kind of blend everything out. Basically what I did is, once I got it to the correct amount of like deepness, is that what I want to go with? I just blend the edges out with a clean brush, and then now we're going to go into shade number 5 of the same palette. So this shade right here, and then that's just going to help us blend everything out even more. And of course, I always kind of look at these makeup looks as like a work in progress, so even after this step, everything's not going to be perfect. We're probably going to have to go back in and kind of fix things and finesse them and all of that fun stuff, but at least we've got like a base down and we know where we're going, you know? And then from there I go into this palette, which is the Nudes palette. Why? I keep wanting to call it like a cream palette. From there, I just go into this palette, and then I used this shade right in here. And then I also use this shade for my brow bone color. So I'm going to go in with this to blend all of the edges out. And then I'm going to go into this shade for the under my brow. So number 4 to kind of blend out even more. And then number 2 to kind of highlight that brow bone. And then I just want a little tiny bit more deepness of this number 4 shade from the chocolate palette. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into number 5 for that same palette. So the same shades that we just used. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease out, and then I will show you guys the rest of it. Okay, so this is basically ready for the next step. Okay, so we're going to go into the Violets palette. We're going to use shade number 2, so this lightest shimmer shade. Shimmer shade. So I am shockingly going to be applying this with a brush, but basically just kind of build this up. And so when I originally started doing this on the other eye, I think I brought it out a little too far, so I'm going to try not to do that this time, since I ended up kind of covering it up a little bit with the other shade. So I'm gonna just focus it on the inner part a little bit more, and just use a flat brush and just really concentrate it on the inner corner. Well, not like inner corner, but like the inner part of the eye. So that's pretty decent for now. Then we're gonna go into shade number 4 in the same palette. So the little bit of a darker shade. So I will say, I basically just used the shimmers in this violet palette. I did originally start to blend the purples into the more pink shades in the berry palette, but I just ended up not liking it that much, so decided to stop doing that. I'm just gonna apply this part with my finger. Shimmers are just so much easier to apply with your finger, but the only reason why I'm trying not to, especially when I do a cut crease, is that it's just can get a little too messy, so I try to do it with a brush. But I've always just been a finger applier when it comes to shimmers, so it's kind of hard to like break that habit, I guess. Well, it's not really a habit, it's really just a technique, and it's all, you know, it's all personal preference. I know there are a ton of people out there that don't like finger applying, so. See, I think I went a little too ham with the shadow, so it's kind of softening that cut crease a little bit, so I'll have to go back in with that shade, the brown shade from the other palette. Before we do all of that, we'll just go into all of the other shimmer shades. So while I'm here, I'm going to go into this shade, so shade number 1, and then we're going to go into shade number 5. We'll go into this shade, then go into this shade for like the very outer part. For shade number 5, I don't really use that much of it, but you guys will see. I just figured I'd point out the shades while I'm already there. So yeah, we're using our fingers for that. It's not to say that you can't like build up the shades with a brush. You definitely can, but that's for patient people. Okay, so I am gonna go back into that with my brush. I do think I need to bring that in a little bit more too. And I didn't use a glitter primer, so this is kind of what we're dealing with right now. I feel like the shimmers have been working pretty good. I do think that they'd be a little bit better with the glitter primer, but I figured I would just give it a go without it first. And then if I do more videos using these palettes, then maybe I will use the glitter primer to kind of show you guys how that is instead. Okay, so that's basically it. I will probably go in and kind of redefine like the cut, but that's pretty much it actually. It's so funny when I do the look off camera and then I do it on camera. I'm like, oh my god, this is so much faster. And it's like, well, yeah, I know what I'm doing now. Like, okay, so from there we're gonna go into this shade, this really beautiful neon pink shade. So this is in the Berries, I don't know why I keep forgetting the names of these. This Berries palette. So we'll go into that. And then I was really hoping to use the purple and pink shades in the cut crease, but I don't know. As I was going, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just roll with the purples and then go from there. Because I did start on the other eye to add one of the pink shades in there, and I was just like, I don't know, just felt like doing all the purple shades would be really pretty. Okay, so that's about it. And then I also go into this shade next to it, so shade number 6. So this one right here. And then this color is just going to go closer to the waterline. Okay, and then from there go into our highlight shade, which I used this more goldeny color in the Nudes palette, so this shade here, so this would be shade number 3. I feel like you could use really either or any of those 3 shades in that palette for this, but I felt like this would be a fun kind of, just another pop of color. I mean, we're using all 3 of these palettes, so might as well use the fun shades, you know? So that's basically it. I need to clean up this cut crease a little bit. I'm gonna finish this up, probably put lashes on, and then I'll be back. Alright, so we're back. This is the finished look. Okay, so this is it. Not sure how well you guys could see it because from here it looks like it's really dark. But this is what everything is looking like so far. Well, not so far. This is it, okay? Anyways, this is the finished look. So I just want to talk about the look so far, or not so far, why do I keep saying that? Just talk about the look. So I'm not super happy about the look. Overall, I think with lashes and a full face of makeup, it looks good, but is it my favorite thing that I've ever done? No, but it's also not my least favorite thing. But that's just kind of me being critical, so it is what it is. I thought it'd be an interesting concept to kind of work with all of the palettes all at once, since that's not something that I would normally do in videos like this. And because the price point is so affordable, I feel like if you wanted to, it's you know, you could justify getting all of these and getting the bundle if you were like interested in something like that. So I think that's kind of the reason why I decided to do a look using all of them, because they're so reasonably priced that if that was something that you wanted to do, you definitely could buy all of them and work with all of them together. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people are just going to be buying them separate, which I think the average consumer like would be doing that. So since I do reviews and all of that fun stuff, of course I'm going to buy all of them. And honestly, I think all of them are really pretty, so that kind of justifies it for me, you know? Because they're so reasonable, I feel like a lot of people could buy all of them if they wanted to. If you just want to buy each individual one, then obviously that's also really good. I don't know why, like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I don't know. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to use all of them in one video, because normally I wouldn't do something like that. So yeah, overall, I think the look looks good once everything is finished up. Is it my best thing I've ever done? No. Let's actually talk about what you guys want to know, and that's if these palettes are any good. So far, I have no complaints. Like, I feel like there should be a drum roll to that, even though it's just like, yep, it's fine. Like, okay, yeah, it's fine. But seriously, like, I love talking with stuff in my hands, so, you know. But let me go ahead and put these down really fast. So if you have any other Juvia's Place palettes, I feel like they're exactly the same. I feel like they're, you know what, they really feel the same to me. If you have any of their palettes, I feel like they're pretty much the same as any of their other palettes. The mattes are really easy to work with. I did feel like the darker one was a little bit patchy, but it wasn't anything that you couldn't blend out, and it wasn't completely like, you know, not, why was I gonna say not work withable? That's not even a thing, but everything was really easy to work with, basically. That's just kind of the gist of things. So yeah, I feel like their formula has pretty much stayed the same with these palettes here. I don't feel like it's any different than their other palettes that I have, which I do have quite a few of those. I'm not going to list all of them right now because I don't even remember, but I do have quite a few. I do like their formula a lot, so I feel like their formula is pretty much consistent within these palettes too. I felt like the shimmers were really, really, really gorgeous. Definitely like applying them with my finger a little bit better, but doing this look I did feel like I needed to use a brush a little bit more than I normally would. But overall, super pretty. I didn't even use like glitter primer or anything, which is something I normally like doing. So with that being said, I feel like these look pretty good. I mean, not even just pretty good, like good, like damn good, okay? Like, but yeah, they were super easy to work with. They're all so gorgeous. No complaints there, like, whatsoever. With the mattes, I felt like the mattes are also really easy to work with. The darker one that I used did feel a little patchy, but nothing I can't work around. It's not anything that you couldn't blend out, so really no complaints there. You know, overall, I think these palettes are so cute. They're so fun. I'm excited to keep working with them. Let me know if you guys want me to do like dedicated videos to these palettes. I know we talked about that earlier, so I'm not gonna really go into all of that. But if there's something specific that you'd like to see with these palettes and you want to see more videos with these, then just let me know. I'm definitely interested in doing more with these palettes. But yeah, absolutely no complaints. I think they're gorgeous. They're just so fun. They're so affordable, which is also really nice because they're so good for the amount of money that you're spending. Like, you know, it is I think they were $13 for 6 shades. I don't really think that's bad. That's honestly pretty much like drugstore prices anymore. And these are pretty big pans too. Like, these palettes actually were a little bit bigger than what I was expecting them to be for some reason. Totally worth the money. Honestly, like, I don't know. I can't even think of a negative thing to say right now. I really, really like these. So far, you know, obviously I haven't used every single shade and every single palette, but from what I've used, it's very, like, on brand for Juvia's Place. What I would expect for them, these live up to it, basically. And I'm excited to keep working with them. I think all of these color stories are super, super pretty. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know what else to say that could possibly be better than what I just said. Like, so far I am loving these. They're so fun. Like, they are gorgeous, and I'm so excited to keep working with them. So yeah, my first impression overall thing to say is they're good and they're so beautiful. Anyways, that pretty much wraps it up for today's video. So if you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.